Hello, Dr. Marans. My name is Frank Carlos Sobel, and this is my beautiful mother.
Hi.
All right, so today we will be discussing what makes wrestling work. Now, wrestling's been around for about 120 years, and it was started in Europe in the 19th century. Now, the reason why wrestling has been around for so long is that they continue to draw an audience, such as many other sports like basketball, baseball, football, etc., etc. And today I'm going to educate you on why that is, why wrestling works, why it continues to draw an audience. Now, I've been a fan of the sport ever since I was 11 years old, and I've always wondered what makes it work. And I've come up with three main reasons why wrestling works. And the three main reasons why wrestling works is they have a crowd reaction, they have characters, and they have storylines. So the first reason why wrestling works is that they have a clear connection to the fan base through the roar of the fiery crowd. So wrestling crowds are so important to wrestling because they dictate to the promoter how over or how popular a wrestler is. And this overness or this popularity is seen directly through the audience, how they react to them. And if they react positively or if they react at all, it's called a pop. If they react negatively towards wrestler, it's called heat. And it's very important to the promoter to pay attention to this reaction because the more they react to a wrestler, the more the people will pay money to come see the wrestler wrestle. Now, a crowd is pivotal to the way wrestling works, but a crowd is not going to be behind a wrestler unless they have a character. So the second thing I want to cover today is a character, or what in wrestling is commonly referred to as a gimmick. So the reason the character is so important to the wrestling business is because the audience can live vicariously through the character, the wrestler portraying the character. Excuse me, and they can become interested in that said wrestler or character. Now there are two different types of characters in wrestling. You can be a heel or a bad guy and get booed or generate heat from the audience, or you can be a babyface or a good guy and get a pop, a reaction from the audience, usually a positive one. And these characters can always flip and flop from one side to the other. So a babyface can become a heel can become a babyface, and it happens quite often. So, and characters are very important to the way the business works. What is a good character if they don't have a compelling story behind them? So the third reason why wrestling works is the storyline. Now, storylines are so important to how wrestling works because you need a way to express to the audience what the character is going through at the time. Some storylines only go for months as two characters continue to be rivals on television. So they'll fight it out on television, and one side will win, one side will lose, but the storyline continues to be told throughout the matches and the television show. Now, some storylines are shorter and they only last a few weeks or a month. Some storylines may even end abruptly, and the characters can start a feud or a rivalry with a different wrestler. Usually, the storylines involve the wrestlers themselves, but they can also involve management. One of the most famous storylines of all time was between Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that was probably one of the most interesting storylines of all time. So whether it's wrestling crowds, the stories, or the characters, wrestling continues to capture an audience every week on television. So today, I hope you understand that this is the way wrestling works. Now, millions of people enjoy and watch the wrestling product, and it's generational. Whether you're an adult or a child, you can enjoy wrestling. So my advice to you today is start watching wrestling. You may get something out of it. Thank you very much.